How's it going? Many of you don't know too much about me, but I'm going to reveal a little bit here today. I eat Cheetos almost every day with my lunch. It's probably not really great for me, but I love them, so I have them with my soup and sandwich and whatever else I have for lunch. So it was intriguing to me when I ran across this recipe. My girlfriend thinks it sounds disgusting. I find it interesting. It's for Cheeto Cookies. I know, it sounds not terribly appealing, but you never know, it just might be. So we're going to give it a try tonight and see what Cheeto Cookies taste like. Now the ingredients for Cheeto Cookies include 4 cups of Cheetos. Now they don't specify whether you use the puffy Cheetos or the crispy Cheetos. I typically get the crispy Cheetos because you get more in a bag and they last longer. But I'm thinking the puffy Cheetos might be better suited for this because they're not going to have any hard edges. They're going to be able to be processed down into the Cheeto, which is the official name for the Cheeto powder. And I think they're going to work out better for this. So we have the 4 cups of Cheetos, which we're going to process down in the food processor here in just a minute, and that sounds like a lot of fun. Then we have 1 1/4 cup of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of softened butter, 1/4 cup of softened shortening, 1/2 cup of sugar, and 1 egg. So the first thing we have to do is, Cheetolize the Cheetos. So let's do that now. Now we have to mix the dry ingredients in one bowl and then the wet ingredients in another. So we're going to go ahead and just start dumping these Cheetos into a bowl of its own. Matter of fact, we're not going to actually mix a whole lot of this, a little bit only, in with the cookies. The rest will be used to coat the outside. But we're going to put this in another bowl. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, we've got our Cheeto. Next thing we need to do is mix everything together. Not exactly everything together. We mix the dry ingredients together, and then we mix the dairy or wet ingredients together, and then we make a dough ball out of that. So let's go ahead and mix the dry goods together. All right, let's start with the 1 1/4 cups of flour. And now 1/2 cup of Cheeto. All right, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 tablespoon of cream of tartar. That seems like a lot, but I'm following a recipe, so I can't deviate. And 1/2 teaspoon of salt. All right, that's it for the dry ingredients. I'm just going to whisk all this together, and then we'll prep the wet stuff. We're going to reuse the green bowl. One of the future steps is where you roll the dough balls in the rest of the Cheetos. So I'm going to put this in a flat pan, a Pyrex pie pan, and we'll use that as that resource for that purpose. All right, the butter has been sitting out on the counter for a while. It feels pretty soft. We're going to go ahead and go with that. All right, and 1/4 cup of shortening. And the sugar. And then we'll take the beaters to this and cream it as the recipe calls for. All right, now we go ahead and add the egg and mix it together a little bit more. All right, now we mix in our dry ingredients as we're mixing it slowly. The instructions say slowly. I don't know if that means to add the ingredients slowly or to mix it slowly. So we're going to do a combination of both. Okay, that's technically not a dough ball. It says to create a dough. It doesn't say a dough ball. That may be a fallback onto my bread making stuff. To create a dough. Well, I think if I were to pack this together, it would make a dough. Alright, so next we're going to put this in the fridge for 20 minutes, and while we're doing that, we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. And when that 20 minutes is up, we're going to roll the dough into little balls and then coat those in the Cheeto, and then we're going to put them on a baking tray. It doesn't say to flatten them out or anything. It seems to suggest to leave them in the balls, and that the balls will, I guess, turn themselves into cookies. I'm just following the directions, folks. I'm not a baker. So, we're going to do this, and I'll see you back here when it's time to roll the dough into little balls. All right. All right, so the dough's been in the fridge for 20 minutes. The oven is preheated, so we're going to roll the dough into balls and roll it in the Cheeto, put it on a baking tray. Don't really know what size balls to make, so we're going to put them about 1 inch, about this size. We're going to place them on this baking tray. So, well, let's work through that and, get ready to bake these things. All right, the cookies are all balled up and covered in Cheeto. Guess it's time now to put them into the oven for 10 minutes. Then we'll take them out and we will put them on a cooling rack. I'm going to put a piece of parchment on a cooling rack and put them on that. And I guess then we'll let them cool and see how they turn out. Alright, it's been about 10 minutes, and if you can see, these are, they're getting golden. They feel a little soft yet. I think the dough balls I made were a little bit bigger than probably they would have suggested. So I'm going to let them go for just a couple more minutes. Be very careful and watch them so they don't burn. Then we're going to take them out and put them on the cooling rack. They smell amazing. We'll see how they turn out. Alright, I'm feeling like these are needing to come out, so we're going to pull them out and get them onto the cooling rack. Alright, we're going to let these cool for a bit and then we're going to give them a taste. Well, alright, the cookies have cooled off. I must admit I'm feeling a little bit of trepidation getting ready to try these. They browned pretty good on the bottom. You see that? And the powder's a little, you hear that? It comes off, and they feel a little crispy, so there might be crispy cookies. I kind of prefer chewy cookies, but I follow the directions, so I guess we're going to find out how the Cheetos cookies taste. Well, they're actually good and soft on the inside, so the consistency is good. Crispy on the outside, nice and soft and done on the inside. They're not very sweet. Definitely Cheeto-y. I'm gonna have to say, they're not really great. Maybe they would grow on me, I don't know that I like them. I'm going to be honest with you. Well, we tried them. Maybe with a little more sugar, something to sweeten them. I don't hate the Cheeto flavor. They just taste very, very floury, not very sweet. So maybe if we increase the sugar a bit, they might be okay. How's it going? Editor Rico here. Next day after. Needed to give you an update on tastings of the cookies. Apparently Dolly loves the cookies. I am shocked as anybody. Victoria won't try them. I didn't like them. They were too savory for me. I like my cookies a little sweeter. Apparently Dolly likes hers less sweet. And she thinks they're fantastic. So guess what? They're all for her. So if you prefer your cookies a little less sweet, maybe these will be for you too. I'll leave it up to you to try it for yourself. Anyway, needed to pass that along. See ya. But as the recipe stands, I'm gonna have to give it a hard pass. All right, well, there you go. Cheeto cookies, are they any good? Not really. Well, I guess we'll see you later.